Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Fallout 4 Photo Mode mod, which is being made by user Registrator2000. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, like the name would suggest, a photo mode for you to take just some absolutely amazing images in game. And I've been having a lot of fun with this, as it gives you so much more control over the image you're taking, you know, compared to the typical just stare at a thing and take a screenshot, or if you're a little bit more advanced, using console commands like TFC1 to go outside your body to take an image. This gives you a full suite of controls to control everything from like colors, saturation, angles, and just everything in between. It is very powerful. Now, before we can actually take a look at it though, I do need to mention a requirement for this to work, and that is the Fallout 4 script extender. Without that installed, this thing will not function at all. Now, it is also highly recommended that you get the mod configuration menu. It isn't required, but what that'll do is allow you to set a hotkey to actually activate the photo mode a bit more easily. So let's take a look at what we do get here, and I'm actually going to go out to third person, as I'll talk about here in a few minutes probably. It's a little bit less glitchy if you turn on photo mode when you are in the third person. And you can do it in one of two ways. Now, without the mod configuration menu installed, you can just simply hit escape, and boom, look at that, you have a photo mode button here on the menu. And you just simply click that, and there you go. We are in the photo mode and have just a load of great options, which we'll talk about in a second. Now let's leave there, and the other option, as mentioned, if you have mod configuration menu installed, you can go to photo mode, and you can actually set a hotkey here. I've personally set mine to X. By default, it'll be empty, so you will have to come in here to set your key, and then you can just, well, let's escape out of there. I can hit X, and boom, we're in photo mode, and I love it. It's very similar to flying around in either no clip or, say, if you're using TFC1 in the console commands, but you notice we've got that lovely bit of UI giving us a load of options. So let's start on the first default page here, where if you use your arrow keys, if you're on keyboard and mouse like I am, you can go up and down and left and right to adjust these things. And our first option here is the field of view. So we can tighten the field of view or widen it however you like. And if you hit R, that's going to reset it to the defaults. Now, we also have the view roll, so we can angle it one way or another, which is pretty cool. And again, we can hit R to reset it. We then have the depth of field option, which we can turn either on or off. Now, when it is on, you can actually go down here to strength and, well, actually do the depth of field there. By default, it'll be on and down here at the 100. But yes, you'll just have to turn that up to, say, all the way up to 1 if you so desire, or anywhere in between, to get just the right depth of field you're looking for. You can also adjust the distance, so if you're wanting the depth of field to be a little bit further beyond your player, or what have you, you can change that there. And then we have the range, which is, well, again, the sort of range of that depth of field. And finally, we have the autofocus, so you can either have it on the player or not, so that these controls, you know, will be a lot more useful. But if you just want it on the player there, pop that on and you're good to go. Now, on the next tab, if I just hit E, this is the freeze time tab, where we can either keep it right now as it is, we are paused in the world. But we can unpause if we so desire, and our character, as you can see, will start moving again, and the world will be going around us. And we can even add a time modifier to, say, slow down the world. You can't speed it up, but you can slow down the world quite nicely if you're wanting to, I don't know, record some cool slow-mo running from an explosion, something along those lines. That would be pretty neat. But personally, I've been using it almost entirely on freeze time. Now, the next tab that we have is all about the player. So if, say, you're just wanting to take a cool shot of one of your companions, the world around you, or anything like that, well, you can turn the player off if you don't want them on there. Or, of course, bring them back on. And we can even adjust their position and rotation, as you can see here. If they're not quite angled how you want them to be for the right lighting, you can rotate them, you can move them left and right, near and far, as you can see here, and even adjust their elevation up or down. Not a huge amount of, distance, but still, it's pretty cool. Let me actually just reset all those things. Lovely. Perfect. And I do like this control because it is especially nice having the ability to turn off the player if you are wanting that specific shot of, say, dog meat or anything else along those lines, and you don't want the character screwing up your shot. And plus, the ability to adjust it is pretty cool. Now, the final page we have here is all about the sort of color levels, brightness here. You can see we have brightness, we have saturation, we've got contrast, and of course we can even tint the image, and then tint it to, have the controls of red, blue, and green to adjust that however you're wanting to get just the right, well, I guess temperature you're looking for in your image. I think that's pretty cool. So you've got a lot of fun options there to control it to get what exactly you're wanting. I especially like saturation because you can make some nice, cool, well, desaturated black and white shots, or go full-on color and just go hog wild with an explosion in the background or something. It's all pretty cool. Now, down at the bottom, you can see that we have a few other options, and for instance, we can hit F to hide the UI, and this is cool if you are using that time modifier to slow down time. You can actually, adjust the camera, move it into the right spot so you can record something. Say an explosion going off in the background. Again, I keep coming back to that. While your character is moving away or someone else in the world is moving away, you can control those things and still get that nice image here if you so desire. Now, we can also, whenever we're ready to take a photo, just hit spacebar, and that will, once we hit spacebar, it'll hide the UI temporarily to take the photo. There you go, as you can see. And that photo is supposed to go into a Photos folder in your main Fallout 4 installation directory. I've noticed, though, my own photos have just been going straight into the Fallout 4 installation directory. A Photos folder is there, but they're not going into it, so something may be wrong there at the moment, but just to let you know on that. Now, let's actually jump back out of the photo mode here and talk about that issue I was mentioning with first person. And the main issue is with guns here. So you can see I've got my pistol out there, and if I'm in third person, I can move around the character just fine. Look at that, the gun is there, looking good. But if I'm in first person and go to photo mode, well, you can see, we can move around the world just like we could before, but notice our character's not there. Now, of course, we can go on to the player bit here and turn off and back on the character, but look what's happened to the arms. They go wonky, and actually, this is one of the better ones I've seen. A lot of the times that I've done this, the gun itself has been pointing 90 degrees the wrong way, and even once the gun was floating above the head. So it gets weird if you're doing it from first person. Now, that's just if you're wanting to do stuff with the player. If you don't, you're taking a shot of something else, well, then have fun, enjoy yourself, do whatever. But that's just something I've noticed with this, but, it is pretty cool. You can take some fun shots with this thing, like an action shot there. I missed the flash, unfortunately, but we've got my character here in midair, gun out again. If you wanted to make it really cool, explosion in the background. I really do keep coming back to that. And yeah, you can just take the photo and even, say, go on over to the time multiplier, turn that way down, and boom. Oh, I should have gone even slower. There we go. A cool shot of a slow-mo jump, or at least a slow-mo landing. Very nice indeed. And all in all, this is just such a fun mod that gives you a ton of control. And I've just been having a load of fun messing with this thing. And I'm probably going to keep this in my game here because, well, whenever I shoot shots like this for, like if we're reviewing a weapon, piece of armor, it's kind of hard to get those shots sometimes how I want them using console commands. But this... oh my god, I can get exactly the shot I'm wanting. We're gonna review a weapon. Boom, there's the weapon. No issues whatsoever. And I can even, you know, adjust all the colors and whatnot to make it look as good as possible. And for you guys out there, you can take just some awesome glamour shots with this thing, you know, adjusting the field of view, or depth of field, etc., and things along that. It's just gives you a ton of control for this stuff, where you could take some amazing shots. And on the mod page, there are already dozens of shots that people have been taking with this, and they look magnificent. So if you'd like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that really is all there is to go over with this thing. It's just a fun photo mode mod to really let you have a lot of fun with that bit of the game. Take some great shots no matter what it is. And that I love. For instance, my impending demise of this Deathclaw over here. Look at him. He's all frozen and good to kill me now. Good times. So yeah, check out the mod. Link in the description once again. It's just great. Enjoy yourself with it. And hopefully you have enjoyed this video today and come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always... well, have a good one. Oh, my character is about to die a horrible death. Later, folks!